Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, we meet again. Okay, during this MCO for our virtual lecture. Okay, and as for today, we will move toward one of the framework. Okay, that works under our IT in management. Okay, which we will cover okay under our organization, okay, the topic of supply chain management. Okay, how actually we manage our supply chain. Okay, so as for today, okay, we will cover okay the component of typical supply chain. Okay, and next one we will define the relationship between decision making and supply chain management. Okay, describe the four changes resulting advance in IT, okay, that are driving supply chains. And last one, summarize the best practices for implementing a successful supply chain management system. Okay, and right here we are managing the supply chain and how actually we implement a successful supply chain management system. Okay, and as you know, okay, what is actually supply chain? It involves the management of information flow between and among stages in a supply chain to maximize total supply chain effectiveness and profitability. Okay, so to make it simple definition or for layman term, okay, what is actually supply chain management? What is actually supply chain itself? Okay, so this particular supply chain is usually the movement of raw material, okay, from the suppliers, okay, to the manufacturer, and the movement of goods, or we so call as end product, okay, from the manufacturer to customer. Okay, so this is what we have under supply chain. Okay, so what is actually supply chain? The movement of raw material and the good itself. Okay, so the basic term here is movement of raw material and goods. Okay, and for raw material, okay, it can be identified under upstream level. Okay, what is upstream level? Okay, supplier, the supplier itself. Okay, this one is more toward vendor, supplier, and manufacturer. Okay, how actually you produce the goods, how you produce the products, okay, is considered as upstream. Okay, so this is the source of raw material, and where actually you distribute, okay, where actually you distribute the products. Also, this is we so called as downstream, okay, from the distributor, retailer, okay, customer, and certain case we so called as agent, okay, and up till customer. Okay, so this is a downstream. Okay, when the product is ready, when the product is going to distribute. Okay, so this is some of the channel. Okay, so the supply chain has three mainly. Okay, this one is so called as material flow from supplier and the upstream. Okay, this one I mentioned before. Okay, it's more toward the raw material parts. Okay, transformation of material into semi-finished good. Okay, what is semi-finished good? Semi-finished good is right here. Okay, from supplier to manufacturer. Okay, sometimes they assemble, okay, half, okay, and complete assemble is at the manufacturer. Okay, and what we have next is distribution of product to customer and their downstream. So when the product is ready, so it's the moment that you distribute, okay, the product to numbers of channels. Okay, this one we also consider as downstream. So basic supply chain component. Okay, this is basic supply chain component. So first thing first, you need to plan. Okay, so this is a strategic portion of supply chain management, which company must have a plan managing all the resource that go toward meeting customer demand for product service. Okay, to make sure that whatever being demanded, okay, by the customer can be fulfilled by the companies or by the what we so call as the organization. Okay, so a big piece of planning, okay, is developing a set of metric, okay, to monitor the supply chain so that it is efficient, costless, and deliver high quality and value to customer. Okay, so this is the first important thing, okay, that company need to do, plan. Okay, they need to plan, they need to forecast to predict, okay, how much quantity that need to be produced. Okay, so this is what we have under the first component, okay, plan. Okay, next one, source. Okay, company must carefully choose reliable supplier, okay, reliable vendor that will deliver good and service required for making product. Means they will deliver the raw material, semi-finished good, okay, to the company. Okay, so companies or this kind of manufacturer must also develop a set of pricing, delivery, and payment process with supplier. So right here we have a quotation. Okay, we have invoice. Okay, we deal with delivery order. So all this kind of thing create metric for monitoring and improving the relationship. That's why there is popular concept just in time. Okay, so just in time means that particular supplier or vendor, okay, they need to send raw material on time, okay, to the manufacturer, okay, or to us as a company, okay, that assemble the goods. Yeah, so this is what we have under the second component, we so called as source. Okay, so this usually we will deal under what we so called as upstream. Okay, make. Okay, so as you can see right here, so upstream, this is where we deal with the source. Okay, and make this our stage, okay, where we actually produce, okay, or assemble the products. Okay, this can include scheduling the activity necessary for production, testing, packaging, and preparing for delivery. Okay, so in our company we are doing this kind of thing. Okay, that's why we have many departments, okay, like QC department, quality control, that one is under testing. Okay, so packaging, of course, okay, once the product is complete you need to do kind of packaging. Okay, is it good to put in box, okay, or simple package like what we so call as plastic wrap. Okay, so this is what everything that you need to decide, okay, under the make component, okay, and preparing for delivery. Okay, so this is by far the most metric intensive portion of the supply chain, measuring quality level, production output, and worker productivity. So right here at this particular stage, we will measure, okay, the amount of output that we produce. Okay, and how about the workers' productivities? Okay, means from the numbers of worker, how many output that it can produce. Yeah, so this is what we so call as productivity at certain time frame. Okay, and next step is deliver. When you are going to distribute the goods that you produce. Okay, so this step is commonly referred to as logistic. So you start deliver. Okay, that's why the most common term is delivery. Okay, so logistic is a set of process that plan for and control the efficient and effectiveness of transportation and storage supplies. So right here, you deal with transportation. Okay, is it you are going to use cargos, okay, or you are going to use air freight, sea freight, okay, using vessel, okay. This particular thing, it depends on type of goods, okay, and storage of supplies, where you store the goods, warehouse, okay, type of warehouse, we have numbers of warehouse, dry warehouse, okay, cold storage, okay, and numbers of what we so called as type of uh, people, okay, that will collect, okay, the goods. Okay, during this step, companies must be able to receive order from customer. Okay, is it directly you receive from customer, or you receive from what we so call as the distributors, okay, agent. Okay, so fulfill the order via a network of warehouse, big transportation companies. Okay, we have numbers of mode of transportation. Okay, to deliver the products and implement a billing and invoicing system to facilitate payment. So right here at source process, we are actually paying the goods, mean money flow out from the companies, and from delivery usually money come in, because people order, give money to us. Okay, so this one money come into our business. Okay, and next one is return. Okay, what is return? Uh, Usually after what we so called as after sales. Okay, or what we so called as some part of the correction. Okay, so this is typically the most problematic step in the supply chain. Okay, where companies must create a network, okay, for receiving defective and excess products, okay, and support customer who have problem with delivered products. Okay, example. Okay, what example? Okay, under the customer's order, okay, customer state they want 100 pieces. Okay, the quantity is 100 pieces. Okay, but okay, under this particular stage, okay, customer return. Okay, due to what? Either the package that you deliver is shortage. Okay, mean order 100, receive 97. That one is considered as shortage. Okay, so this particular thing, the customer have to decide whether to return the whole quantity, because they have right. Okay, return the whole quantity, or receive, okay, the what we so call as shortage, the three pieces shortage component in the future at the required time frame. Okay, so that one is if that customer receive shortage products. Okay, or this particular customer order 100 but receive 120. Okay, so this particular access is not for free. Okay, so the customer have right to return the whole package or return only that particular excess of 20. Okay, but the one that bear the cost of that particular return shipment or return delivery is borne under this particular company itself, or our company itself. Okay, so this is what we so call as the most problematic. Okay, defective. What is defective? That is incomplete good, reject good. Okay, so the good is rejected by the customer due to what? Due to incomplete, not fulfill the customer spec. Okay, so when the good is being returned, so our company have numbers of options. Either make a new one, or we also can what we so call as reimburse back, okay, the money, return uh, customers money back. Okay, so this is what we have under the basic step of supply chain. Okay, and if you can see factors driving this particular supply chain management, okay, we have four factors, okay, driving our supply chain management. Even nowadays, during MCO period, okay, this particular model, okay, supply chain management is very important. Okay, it drives, okay, like logistics. Okay, nowadays we have what we so call difficulties, okay, to go to the physical stores. So you have to do it online, and all the packages being delivered, okay, by the uh, by the what we so call as transporter, okay, or we so call as like we have grabs, okay, post laju. This one is what some of the service, courier service. Okay, so first thing first, factor driving supply chain management is visibility. What is visibility? Visibility, things that you can see. Okay, so more visible models of different ways to do things in the supply chain have emerged. High visibility in the supply chain is changing industry. Okay, so nowadays, most of the companies do adapt in this particular supply chain. So means all companies need to adapt with this particular culture. Okay. And next one, consumer behavior. Company must respond to demanding customer through supply chain enhancement. Because nowadays, okay, people, okay, they want this particular product, okay, that they order, okay, at a very short time. Okay, so sometimes they want it instant. Okay, so how actually our company give this kind of feedback? Okay, example, if you order products from Shopee or Lazada, okay, is it that particular product, okay, if not available in Malaysia, okay, so as is available in China, okay, it can be received in a week. Okay, so they will use, okay, this particular what we so call as supply chain management, how to pull, okay, that particular product from China, okay, can be received in Malaysia in a very short period. Okay, so that one is consumer behavior, and third one is competition. Okay, increased competition make any organization that is ignoring its supply chain at risk of becoming obsolete. Okay, so nowadays, okay, all companies, okay, they have to what we so call as they have to trust, okay, the supply chain, okay, that is being adapted in their business, okay, because they know that if they do not adapt this particular supply chain or enhancing their what we so call as movement of goods, okay, delivery, okay, they be they being at the back, okay, so they can't compete with the other companies that move faster. Okay, so this is what we have under competition, because as you can see, okay, now we move toward e-commerce, e-business, okay, all is online. So more towards, okay, if you still maintain, okay, your business physically, okay, or we so call as offline, okay, without adapting, okay, for this kind of online, okay, online culture, okay, most of the what we so call the business, okay, will be obsolete. Okay, like what we have under toys companies, okay, they need to adapt this kind of thing. Okay, they need to adapt online for this particular supply chain, okay, by delivering their product, okay, because if they just wait customer, okay, to enter their stores, okay, to enter their malls, okay, so it's actually a bit hard to gain more business. Okay, and next one, speed. Okay, as the pace of business increases through electronic media, an organization's supply chain must respond efficiently, accurately, and quickly. So this is the thing, because people nowadays work in a very quick way. Okay, so at this pace, okay, they must respond efficiently. Okay, must have what we so call as no defect. Okay, try to uh, achieve zero defect. Okay, no rejections. Okay, they have to make sure what being delivered is as customers orders, and customer might receive that particular package or products, okay, at what we so call as on time. Okay, this is what we have under this speed. Okay, so I did explain the visibility. So this is the ability to view all areas up and down. It must that area you can see which we have this particular bullwhip effect. Okay, what is actually bullwhip effect? Occurs when distorted product demand information passes from one entity to be the next throughout the supply chain. Okay, so bullwhip, it will become larger at where the manufacturer parts. Okay, because we know that demand. Okay, so I will explain. Okay, example of this particular bullwhip effect. Okay, because as you can see, like diapers, okay, like pampers, okay, pampers, okay, mami poco, okay, this particular demand for diapers not change. Okay, but how actually manufacturer try to tally demand from customer and numbers of product that they produce. Okay, so right here, as you can see, demand for diaper is constant. It means the demand is a bit stable. Okay, it does not increase during Christmas or in summer season. Okay, rainy season. Okay, diapers are demand all year long. Okay, so this particular product demanded all the years. Okay, so the number of newborn babies determine diaper demand, and that number is constant. Okay, so what we have here, we can figure out. Okay, how to figure out? Okay, first our next channel, retailers. Okay, order diapers from distributor. Okay, when their inventory level fall below a certain level, they might order a few extra just to be safe. So dekat sini, they have this particular what we so called as safety stock. Okay, so retailer to make them what we so called in a safe stage, okay, they will order extra. Okay, maybe extra 10%, 5% to make sure that for every order they can fulfill. Okay, so distributor also, okay, do the same thing. Okay, order diapers from manufacturer when their inventory level falls below a certain level, they might order a few extra just to be safe. They also keep a safety stock. Okay, so they order extra from the manufacturer, okay, to fulfill, okay, the retailer's demand, and manufacturers order diapers from supplier when their inventory level fall below a certain level, they might order few extra just to be safe. So you also do the same thing. Do what? You actually order extra supplies, okay, or extra what is called as raw material. So eventually, the one or two extra box ordered from a few retailers become several thousand box for the manufacturing. So manufacturer will have to produce more due to what? These numbers of multiple order. Okay, this will affect a small ripple at one end, make a large what? Large wave at the other end of the wick. Okay, as you can see right here. Okay, based on this particular okay, I show you the okay. So how to make it visible under this particular bullwhip? Okay, customer demand diapers. We have numbers of retailers actually. So each of these particular retailer, okay, to make sure they can fulfill demand from customer, okay, they actually order extra. So these numbers of retailer will order from distributor. Distributor also we have numbers of distributors. Okay, so this distributor do what? Do the same thing. Okay, they try to keep safety stock to make sure they can fulfill demand from the retailer. Okay, even though all the demand is stable, okay, they keep the safety stock. Okay, and what about manufacturers? Okay, when they receive order from distributor, this particular manufacturer or us, okay, or our company need to produce more from what being demanded under the market. Okay, in our market, customer have certain demand, but manufacturer have to produce more due to what? This particular distributor retailer want to keep, okay, safety stock to make sure they can fulfill the others channel demand. Okay, and same goes to us as manufacturers. Okay, when we are receiving numbers of orders, okay, from distributors, okay, we need to produce extra boxes. Okay, so these extra boxes you need to order supplies from the supplier. Okay, you need order more raw material. Okay, so this particular raw material will be supplied, okay, by these suppliers, okay, at X, or what we so call as extra quantity. Okay, extra quantity from the quantity demanded. Yeah, so this what we have under bullwhip effect, because from this particular simple demand, okay, just to keep what we so call as safety stock, it become larger, and who need to produce more? The manufacturer parts. Okay, so this is what we have under bullwhip. And next one, consumer behavior. Okay, as you can see right here, company can respond faster. Okay, they can respond faster and more effectively to consumer demand through supply chain enhance. How? Okay, for this particular thing, we have demand planning software. Okay, so generate demand forecast using statistical tool and forecasting techniques. So they can project, okay, how much, okay, or how many, okay, quantity that need to be fulfilled. Okay, so consumer will place an order and we can project in future. Okay, in future this particular numbers of quantities, okay, need to be produced. Okay, that one is what is called as demand planning software. Usually under manufacturer, okay, they have this kind of planning department. Okay, need to project, okay, not only for short term but also long term. Okay, is it this particular product, okay, can long last or need to be upgrade. So it's all under this particular planning department. Okay, they need to project. Okay, they need to forecast. Okay, is it after a year they need to issue a new brand, okay, or issue a new version. So this one is under demand planning software. Okay, or we so called as under planning department. Okay, in factory. Okay, competition. Supply chain planning software. Okay, use advanced mathematical algorithm to improve the flow and efficiency of the supply chain. Okay, because we know that under this particular supply chain planning software, we try to avoid waste. Okay, so is it good if we produce extra quantity? Okay, because when we produce extra quantity, okay, the problem is uh, we need to invest, okay, in storage. Okay, means you have to build a warehouse, okay, build more spaces. Okay, so this one is some of the thing that you need to take into account. So we use this particular mathematical algorithm to make our supply chain more efficient. Okay, depends entirely on efficient for its accuracy. Supply chain plannings usually depend entirely on what actually being did under this particular software. Okay, supply chain execution. This one under planning. This one execute. Okay, means you need to operate. Okay, automate the different steps and stages of the supply chain. Okay, supply chain execution can be as simple as electronic routing orders from manufacturer to supplier. Okay, so basically, okay, supply chain execution, okay, is for what we so call as how actually we try to pull raw material from our supplier and vendor. Okay, so it automate actually different step and stages of the supply chain. So it's more toward for the upstream level. Okay, can be as simple by routing the orders. Okay, means that is it this particular order, okay, that we place, okay, to our supplier and vendor, is it same amount? You just repeat the orders, okay, or you can give this particular projection, okay, and that particular amount, okay, will be delivered to you, okay, according to the schedule. Yeah, so this is what we have under supply chain execution software. Okay, and last one, okay, the speed. Okay, speed factors that force the supply chain management. Okay, so three factor of fostering speed. Okay, pleasing customer has become something of a corporate obsession. Serving the customer in the best, most efficient, and most effective manner has become critical, and information about issues such as order status, product availability, delivery schedules, and invoices has become a necessary part of total customer service experience. Okay, so this is how actually we treat our customer. Okay, like when we are actually adapt, okay, courier service, okay, like post laju, okay, to deliver our product. So make sure that particular courier company have this kind of service. Okay, this particular customer can view, okay, their order status, okay, where actually when will be delivered. Okay, so it actually more by pleasing the customer, okay, to receive the goods, okay, in effective manners. Okay, next one, information is crucial to manage its ability to reduce inventory and human or resource requirement to a competitive level. Okay, so information is crucial to managers' abilities. Okay, to reduce inventory means more towards we try to reduce our stock. Okay, whatever being ordered, okay, then we make and deliver. Okay, so there is no more waste. Okay, so it can be more competitive. That's why Japanese company they do adopt this particular concept. Okay, just in time. Okay, kaizen, kanban. Okay, pull card. Okay, so this particular this concept usually to make their companies more competitive. Okay, by just produce based on customers' demand. Okay, information flows are essential to strategic planning for and deployment of resources. Okay, so right here, the flows of information, okay, are very essential to strategic planning because where to fulfill the customer's demand, okay, where to exploit the resource, okay, raw material, okay, is it cheap raw material is good? Can is it cheap raw material can manifest okay a good quality of a product? Okay, so sometimes you need to uh, get an expensive supplies, okay, to have a quality of goods. Okay, so this is what some of the thing, okay, that managers, okay, have to filter, okay, the information. Okay, okay, supply chain management success factors. Okay, we have 7 principles of supply chain management. Okay, first thing first, segment customer by service need. Okay, regardless of industry, then tailor service to those particular segment. Okay, what is segment? You categorize your customer. Okay, by service needs. Okay, is it this particular customer? Okay, need that particular product urgent. Okay, or they can follow our own schedule. Okay, okay, and then tailor service to those particular segment. Okay, so this particular segment, okay, we need to treat it individually. Okay, next one, customize the logistic network and focus intensively on the service requirement on the profitability or pre-identified customer segment. So you customize your logistic network. Okay, bear in mind what is logistic. Okay, when you actually doing this kind of planning activities and deliver that particular good using type of transportation. Okay, so it's more toward movement of goods. Okay, so you customize. Okay, is it that particular customers, okay, that order your products, okay, uh, love to be delivered, okay, using this kind of small trucks, okay, or maybe using cargos, okay, or maybe they want self-service, okay, or what is so called as doorstep service. Okay, doorstep service. Okay, so this is what we have under the customized logistic network. Okay, usually it being adapt under the logistic companies. Okay, more to courier companies. Okay, they use either riders. Okay, how actually the mode of transportation, okay, that being used, okay, by the companies in order to deliver the good to the customers. Okay, next one, listen to signal of market demand and plan accordingly. Okay, so the this word is planning. So must span the entire chain to detect signal of changing demand. Okay, sometimes we need to know, okay, our demand of our products. Okay, demand of our product, is it going up or going down? Okay, like what we have during this MCO. Okay, more toward the demand for mask, sanitizers going up. So you need to know this particular signal, okay, and you produce more, okay, get more raw material from the vendors, from the suppliers, okay, to produce the goods. Okay, if you did not uh, listen to this particular signal, if you did not react to the signal, so maybe your business will obsolete. Okay, because people only trust. Okay, people only will make order to their trusted manufacturer or trusted companies. Okay, so next one, differentiate product closer to the customer. Since companies can no longer afford to hold inventory to compensate for poor demand forecasting. Okay, so right here we differentiate product closer to customer. Okay, maybe for the single people, okay, is different with family oriented. Okay, so this particular products, okay, you need to differentiate. Okay, since company can no longer afford to hold inventory. Okay, so when companies, okay, produce more just for the sake of stock, okay, it's a bit wasteful, because sometimes that product that you produce are going to be expired or going to be outdated. Okay, so you need to update, okay, update into a new version. So that particular that stock that you produce, the extra stock, might be wasteful. Okay, so that's why you have to plan, you have to project, you have to forecast. Okay, next one, strategically manage sources of supply by working with key supplier to reduce overall cost of owning material and service. Okay, so strategically manage sources of supplies where actually you can tap the raw material. Okay, quality of goods. Okay, but this particular product, raw material, okay, can reduce, okay, in terms of the cost. Okay, example, okay, we have McDonald, okay, or KFC. Okay, some part of the menus, okay, not only chicken, okay, they also need this kind of salad. Okay, is it this particular salad need to be import? Okay, like coleslaw, they made a coleslaw. Okay, is it all the material, okay, or all the ingredient, okay, that need to make this particular coleslaw need to be imported? Okay, import from US, import from any countries. Okay, so our companies in Malaysia, okay, or KFCs in Malaysia, they need to seek, okay, some of the supplies that can be uh, offered or that can be delivered locally. Okay, example, okay, instead of they import that particular vegetables or salad, okay, they can relying, okay, the supply from Cameron Highland, because Cameron Highland we have numbers of fresh vegetables, okay, salad. Okay, so they also can supply, okay, this particular raw material. So company have to decide, okay, because when you rely on local suppliers, okay, maybe you can reduce in terms of cost, okay, but maintain the same quality. Okay, number 6, develop a supply chain information technology strategy that support different level of decision making and provide a clear view, where we can say as a visibility of the flow of products, service, and information. So right here, you adapt IT. Okay, it state that supply chain information technology strategies, how to strategize. Okay, okay, use okay, a good system, okay, to track the orders, okay, to generate invoice, okay, all using this kind of IT. Okay, so you develop a system, okay, under this particular supply chain where it can blend together with the suppliers and also to our distributors and also our customer. So this is what we so call as supply chain information technology strategy. And last one, adopt performance evaluation, measures that apply to every link in the supply chain and measure true profitability at every stage. Okay, so under this performance evaluation, you can evaluate, okay, the performance of every stage, starting from the planning up till the customers. Okay, like for planning, how uh, how accurate, okay, you can forecast or predict, okay, the products. Okay, you can compare with the real one. Okay, and for a production, okay, in our company itself, okay, we can uh, evaluate, okay, in terms of zero defect, okay, numbers of rejection, okay, numbers of output, right, for certain period of time, okay. And for supplier, same goes, okay, is it they send the raw material that we ordered, okay, on time, okay, or is it they have to delay in terms of delivery, sort of that, okay. And for what we so call as customers, okay, we can evaluate through their satisfaction, okay, how actually they satisfied with our products, okay. So this is numbers of evaluation, okay, that we can measure, okay, we can measure to what we so call as to show that, okay, we have a good efficiencies and effectiveness, okay, under our supply chain management, okay, because it actually can manifest, okay, manifest in terms of what, profitability, okay, at every stage of supply chain, okay. So as we can see right here, okay, some of the success factors, okay, make the sale to suppliers, okay. A large part of any supply chain management system extend beyond the organization to the suppliers, okay. So when you actually develop a system, please make sure you take into account the supplier itself, okay, because try to make them part of your business, okay. Since the organization has very little control over anything external to itself, these pieces are typically the most complicated to build, develop and implement. So actually the suppliers know, okay, how to meet, okay, how to meet the our demand, okay, or under raw material, okay. So they know our what is actually we request, okay, in terms of the spec of the materials, okay. So make sure they actually delivered the correct materials, okay, to our companies, okay. Be sure supplier are on board with the benefit that supply chain system will provide to ease, okay, supply chain implementation difficulties. Try to make this particular channel of delivery a bit smooth, okay. So our vendor, our supplier, okay, the moment that they know that we request a material, okay, they can look just from the system, okay, how many the quantities, okay, when to deliver, so on and so forth. Okay, next one. When employees of traditional business practices, okay, if the organization cannot convince people that using the SAM software is worthwhile, the employees will probably find a way to continue performing their job without using the software. So you have to educate, okay, educate the employees. How to educate the employees? Okay, by sending them for training. Okay, because this particular system, okay, supply chain software, okay, is good to adopt. Okay, you have to make sure it part of the culture of the companies. Okay, if not, that particular employees, they will do their old traditional method, okay, which still producing safe stock, safety stocks, okay, more stocks, because under this particular software we try to avoid more costs, okay, no more space, extra space, no more warehouse, okay, all only being produced, okay, under customers demand directly, okay. So this particular thing, first thing first, you need to educate, okay, or we so called as change the paradigm, okay, of the employees itself, okay, their mode of thinking. Next one, ensure the supply chain system support the organization goals. Okay, be sure to select supply chain management software that support organizational goals and strategies. Okay, what's the goal of companies? Okay, to make more profit. Okay, to reduce costs. Okay, to make sure that their product is number one in the market. So this particular supply chain software, okay, if they can support for this our company's goals, okay, then it's good for us to adopt. Okay, deploy incremental phases and measure and communicate success. Designing the deployment of supply chain system in incremental phases is the most successful deployment method. Okay, so right here we have to deploy this particular incremental phases. Okay, because we know that we need to compete with the other companies. Okay, our competitors. Okay, so we have to deploy this particular SCM system. Okay, and communicate success. Okay, we have Big Bang approach. Okay, what is Big Bang? Okay, the more toward a rebirth. Okay, or birth of the uh, more toward, birth of something. Okay, so implementing everything all at once. It means that you are actually producing the goods and make people alert. Okay, to your products. Okay, fails 90% of the times. Okay, so this Big Bang approach, implementing everything all at once, okay, sounds, okay, it's not very systematic. Okay, because fails 90%. Okay, so you have to make sure you adopt this particular supply chain management software or systems. Okay, because it can reduce error. Okay, or reduce failures. Okay, failures for your business. Okay, next one, be future oriented. Okay, an SCM system, like all systems, must scale to meet future demands. Okay, so when it comes to SCM system, okay, like I did explain before, okay, it must know that to differentiate our products. Okay, is it our product can long last or expired soon? Okay, is it our product outdated in the market? Okay, if outdated, you have to come up with a new version. Okay, or if our product obsolete, you have to come up with a new product. Okay, so this is what we have under future oriented. Okay, example. Okay, during 80s, 90s, okay, most of people love to listen music using Walkman. Okay, nowadays maybe using iPod. Okay, or the other new what we so call as uh, electronics appliance. Okay, that's easy to carry. So you have to adopt this particular trend. Okay, make sure you meet with what actually that generation needs. Okay, be future oriented. Okay, as you can see right here, okay, SAM success story. Top reason why more and more executive are turning to supply chain management. Okay, to manage their extended enterprise. Okay, as you can see right here, the bottom line benefit. Okay, most of them, okay, adopt supply chain management to have this particular benefits. Okay, they can control their costs. Okay, bear more savings. So this is what we have. Okay, numbers of the benefits is up to 50%. Okay, if you actually apply supply chain management software or system in your companies. Okay, productivity improvement. So productivity improvement means, okay, is it in term of in term of productivity, okay, uh, mean from the numbers of workers that you hire. Okay, is it can produce numbers of outputs. Okay, certain numbers of outputs. Okay, so if you use this particular software, it can predict. Okay, it can, okay, maybe you can just need, okay, 80%, okay, of your total workers now, okay, to produce numbers of good. Okay, the others is can be considered as what we so call as uh, a waste. Okay, or uh, we can what we so call as divert this particular total excess of workers for the other department or for the other productions. Okay, inventory reduction, how to reduce this particular stock. Okay, no more space, no more warehouse. Okay, all what we so call as stock need to be put on stack. Okay, this how we reduce a space, okay, in our factory. Okay, so instead of you just put the stock uh, okay, landed on your warehouse. Okay, so to reduce space, okay, we can put it on stack. Okay, and usually for Japanese company, they try to reduce this particular stock numbers of output. Okay, numbers of stock actually, or numbers of inventory. Okay, being produced. Okay, so there is no more safety stock. Okay, all the production, all the products that they manufacture, okay, is based on customer demand. Okay, so no more this particular extra. So improve visibility into demand supply also benefits. Okay, so next is cycle time reduction. Okay, in terms of the what we so call as the cycle time to produce the products. Okay, quality improvement. Okay, and maintain the competitive advantage. Okay, they're different from our competitors. Okay, so all of this is the benefit. Okay, if we turn into supply chain management. Okay, and what we have here defined under the summary of our chapters today, define the relationship between decision making and supply chain management. Okay, supply chain management enhance decision making, okay, collecting, analyzing, distributing transactional information to all relevant parties. Okay, have all different entity in the supply chain. What the entity? You can refresh about the what we so called as from the suppliers, okay, which is our upstream until our customers channel, okay, which we also call as the downstream. Okay, system provide dynamic holistic view of organization. Users can drill down into detailed analysis of supply chain, okay, using this decision support system. Okay, without supply chain management system, okay, organization would be unable to make accurate, timely decision regarding their supply chain. So right here under the SS, okay, okay, SCM also would be unable to make accurate. Okay, so they are not only precisely okay using that particular system. Okay, they also have to rely on the databases. Okay, we have learned before how actually databases, data warehouse, okay, shape our decision making, and now we actually link it with our supply chain management system. Okay, so next chapter we will cover chapter 10. Okay, maybe after Hari Raya. Okay, so I take this time to wish you all selamat Hari Raya, maaf zahir batin. Okay, stay safe at home. Okay, stay healthy, and uh, maybe we can meet again. Okay, in near future, inshallah. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.